Hello, my beloveds, and welcome to another live conference. As we wait for people to join, one of the things that, as I mentioned in my announcement for this video, one of the things that Hi, Susan. One of the things that that I often hear the most is I have a family member, I have a partner, a spouse, a business partner. I have someone that is significant in my life that I'm having a hard time getting them to forgive me about something. And so we have to come back to the basics. One of them being we have to look at our life and ask ourselves, what do I have control over and what do I not? Which is really the essence of this serenity prayer. Asking for the serenity to accept the things that we cannot change, and the courage to change the things that we can, and the wisdom to know which is which. And so, if you, the person listening to this right now, if you are mad at me, hi Neen, and Sherry, and Susan, okay. If you are mad at me, and I've apologized to you, I've come to you and I've said, I sense that you're upset with me, and I'm sorry. Perhaps I know what I've done, perhaps I don't even know what I've done. And you, or the other person, does not communicate to me, does not forgive me, chooses to hold a grudge. Okay? If someone chooses to hold a grudge, there's nothing we can do. So then we have to look at the next step, which is, what do I have control over? And the startling answer is, or I guess more accurately, question is, have I forgiven myself? It is very difficult to get someone else to forgive us if we have not forgiven ourselves. Which takes us back to one of the major laws of human behavior, which is we teach people how to treat us by how we treat ourselves. People who are able to easily forgive themselves and move on find that the people around them easily forgive them and are able to move on. People who ruminate and go over and over and over again their their mistake or what have you, find that the people around them are also slow to forgive them. So, step one is if you want someone to forgive you, realize I cannot control them. I cannot change how they choose to view this. What I can do is look within and say, have I cleaned up my house? Have I done my own self-healing? If I fully and completely forgive myself, then 99 times out of 100, if someone is upset with me, and I've done all I can to make reparations with that person, and they choose to stay angry with me, if I've fully forgiven myself, I'm not troubled by it, because I am complete. So, if I am feeling incomplete, if I am feeling upset, if I'm feeling hurt, angry, afraid, what have you, that that someone else has not forgiven me, I need to let go of that, take it within, and say, have I forgiven myself? And if we have, then we will be at peace. Hi, Terry. So, I just wanted to review that one of the ways to best forgive ourselves and others is to remember and to remind ourselves there are no mistakes. Or I should say, if we learn from the mistake, then it shifts from being a mistake to a lesson. If I keep making the same mistake over and over and over again, it's because I'm not choosing to learn the lesson from it. If I keep choosing to make the mistake of getting into a relationship with the wrong type of person, whether it's male or female, doesn't matter. If I keep making the same mistake, then I'm not taking responsibility for my part. I've known a lot of people, both clients and friends, and people I've dated, and they say to me, I have the worst luck. I always meet these types of people, and I'm cursed, or, and when gently and lovingly asked what their part of that was, I didn't do anything wrong. Other than maybe I'm just too loving, or I don't have very good taste in the opposite sex or the same sex. And so as long as any of us have this attitude of, I've been married 7 times, and 7 times it was to horrible people, and none of it was my fault, none of it had any kind of insight to me as to how I can grow, then life is a great teacher. And if we don't learn the lesson, we get to repeat the lesson. And in school, we might be held back from first grade once, but usually in school, if we still don't learn the lessons, they'll move us forward into second grade just because they don't want us to get, socially behind, so to speak. But life doesn't do that. And life will just keep bringing us the same challenges over and over and over again. Always louder, bigger, stronger. If life comes to me and says, Brad, you need to make better choices, and I say, no, not me. I'm good. I just have bad luck. Then life will come to me again and say, Brad, you need to make a better choice with this. Not now, not now. Brad, you need to make a different choice in this. Not now, not now. Then I get hit over the head with a branch. And I say, that hurt. I just have bad luck. I don't do anything wrong. I just have bad luck. Then life brings me a 2x4 right across there. Well, that was mean. I didn't do anything to deserve that. So then I get a 4x4. And for some of us, had this happen to me a couple of times, we get a dump truck driven over the top of us. And then we say, I'm kind of sensing that there's a message here. Maybe I ought to pay attention. So, if I want to change a situation from a mistake to a lesson, I have to learn the lesson. The other thing is as I'm looking at what I told you I'd be covering, coming to a deep, peaceful acceptance that I have this fatal condition which has all kinds of symptoms. And those symptoms are making mistakes, imperfections, and it's terminal. And this condition is being human. And some of my best friends are human. And one of the realities of being human is that we make mistakes. And if we beat ourselves up about it, about making mistakes, we prevent ourselves from learning the lesson and moving forward. So, one of the things that can be helpful at times is if I'm having a hard time forgiving myself for a certain thing, a mistake that I've made, how am I benefiting from not forgiving myself? There's got to be a reason. And that can be a really hard question to ask ourselves. I've asked that of myself and thought, well, that's not fair. Obviously, I don't want to be in pain. But if we stay stuck, there's some way that we're benefiting from staying stuck. Maybe it's that it's a fear of risking again, a fear of moving forward. But somehow there's a benefit for us to stay stuck. And once we recognize that, then we can move forward. Susan, how do you learn the lesson if you aren't sure what caused the disconnect? Great question, Susan. And I think many of us have had that situation. And so, again, what we look at is, what do I have control over? What do I not have control over? And if we have a family member who is mad at us, who has disconnected from us, it is very painful. It's torturous, or it can be torturous. But if I keep focusing on that which I cannot change, then I'm just going to be in pain all the time. A beautiful quote from the author Byron Katie. She says, all pain, all emotional pain, is the result of our refusing to accept what is. And so speaking directly to Susan and to others who are in that kind of situation where you have a loved one, a relative, a child, a sibling, or whatever, that is holding a grudge and has disconnected from you and is refusing to have a communication with you. As long as we say to ourselves, Eve X, we'll call this person Eve. Eve doesn't want to have a relationship with me. I want to have a relationship with me. All I can think about is how painful it is that I don't have a relationship with Eve. And so I live in hell constantly. Or I can say, Eve has chosen to not communicate with me. And so, being hurt that she's hurt at me, being angry that she's angry with me, just increases that energy of disconnection. So instead, I can say, Eve has chosen for the time being, she does not want to have a relationship with me, a connection with me. And so, because I love her, I honor that. And I will accept that and be at peace with that. And I will continue to send her love, honoring her choice to not be connected to me at this time. And I will, instead of holding the thought, holding the vibration of, I am so hurt, I am so disappointed that you won't have anything to do with me, and sending out that vibration, which pushes her back even further, we hold the intention, I love and accept you just as you are. And if part of you is that you don't want to have a relationship with me, thanks, Neen. Sorry your internet's is not working. Part of accepting our loved one fully and completely as they are is fully and completely accepting their choice that they don't want to be in a relationship with us right now. Because as long as we keep holding the feeling, every thought creates an emotion, and every emotion creates an energetic vibration. And people who are connected to us feel those. And oftentimes totally not even aware of it. But they feel that disappointment, and that they feel judged, that you're judging them for them judging you. And so it just widens the gulf. So instead, I love Eve. I accept her. I accept her decision that she and I not be in a relationship right now. And I send her love and acceptance for exactly who she is right now. And that kind of love heals. It brings us together. And so, is it easier said than done? Yeah, without doubt. But, Susan, to answer your question, we love and accept them just as they are, fully and completely, including their choice to be disconnected from us. Because all relationships will heal, either in this life or when we all go back to pure positive energy. All relationships heal. My opinion. Yours might be different, and if yours is different, I honor that. But my opinion is, sooner or later, that relationship's going to be healed. So, I want to make sure okay. And along that line, actually this fits in really well with what we were just talking about. If you have someone who is refusing to forgive you, and you're looking for a way to come to peace with it, one really effective way, yeah, it is difficult, and it's responding to Richard's share. It's difficult, and this kind of thing is, again, I'm not in 12-step, but I've had many clients over the years that are in 12-step, and so I have great respect for many of the ideologies of 12-step. And one of the ideologies of 12-step is I can't guarantee that I will never gamble again, or that I will never drink again, or that I will never eat junk food again, comfort food again, or what have you. But I can make the agreement within me that today I will not have a drink. If that's too big of a step, from now and for the next hour, I will not have a drink. If that's still too big of a step, for the next 5 minutes, I will not have a drink. So, Richard, your point is very well taken, and it's difficult to say, okay, I forgive my loved one for choosing to not have a relationship with me, and for the rest of my life I will be at peace with that. Maybe I can't do that. So I say, today I will send love to her or him and accept them, and I will be at peace with it. And find the length of time that you can feel good about saying, I can do this for today, for 5 minutes, for the month of July. Whatever is within your comfort zone that stretches you a little bit, then go with that. I can be at peace with this loved one, this daughter, this son, this sibling, this parent, what have you, and I can send them love and accept them completely, including that they don't want to be in a relationship with me. Okay. So, one of the exercises that's really powerful is to write 2 letters. And the first letter is your heartfelt, loving letter to them. Loving them, accepting them fully and completely as they are, and coming from the heart, using I statements, so on and so forth. No blaming, no accusing, no passive-aggressive stuff, just pure love. And oftentimes what I hear from clients and others is, I'm not ready to do that yet. I still have some anger within me. Great. Now you know what you can work on. Now it's no longer so-and-so is upset with me and I want them to change. I want them to stop being angry with me because I can't change that. Now I realize I've got some anger. I've got some pain. I've got some things that I can work on, that I can look at. And one of the ways, again, through this letter writing process, is to get it out. If you're not quite ready to have a loving draft of your letter, then the first draft would be an angry. Dear daughter, I am so angry with you. You disappoint me. I've done this and 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 you, and you get it all out. You take a deep breath and then you scrunch up that paper and you get rid of it. Preferably burn it. Then you do the second draft. If 80% of the anger has dissipated, but there's still some, let's get it out. Draft 2. Dear son, daughter, sibling, parent, in-law, outlaw, whatever. I want to have a living relationship with you, I'm feeling some pain, I'm feeling some anger, and this is what it's around. And then I pour out that energy into the writing. And then when I'm done, I take a deep breath, I burn that draft. And I keep doing that until I can come to a place of complete, unconditional love for that person. So that's the first letter. That might take several drafts to get there. It's okay. Now you're working on I. Now you're working on that which is within you. Easier for you to say. So we write that draft, and then we step into pure love, and we write a letter from them to us. The letter that we want to hear from them, coming from pure love. Now, some might feel uncomfortable with that because they'll say, well, that's fake. No, that's giving you what you need to be at peace. Because once you are at peace, then that relationship can begin to mend and heal. Susan, yes, warriors, I do understand. Yes, I'm sensing, Susan, and others. Sorry, my internet decided to take a brief pause. We have forgiven them for whatever hurt that they've given us. Now we need to accept, fully, lovingly accept, that right now they don't want to have a relationship with us. And we love them, and we accept all of that with them. So, Susan, and if there's others that are struggling with that, I hope that helps. So, by writing the letters, we come to a place of peace. And we make it as loving and as real as we can. And writing the letter from them to us is not pretending. It's just as in the first letter, I'm coming from my pure love to them. In the second letter, I'm stepping into their pure love in their letter to me. And I am pre-paving the relationship that I'm writing about. Everything on this planet is first created energetically and then created in the physical. If we are going to mend and heal this relationship in the physical realm, we have to mend and heal it in the energetic realm. We have to first see it. We have to visually and energetically see the healing, the connection, the re-emergence of the loving relationship that we want. When we can fully see, feel, hear, taste, smell the that in the energetic realm, it has to manifest. It has to. Look around you. Every skyscraper was once created energetically. It was first imagined, and then it was created. And that's true of everything. Relationships, buildings, trees, rocks, everything was first created energetically, and then the physical always has to follow the energy, which is why it's so, and have this be wrap up, which is why it's so critically important to be aware of what we are creating with our thoughts and our words. Our thoughts and our words are the blueprints of our life. If I'm creating a blueprint of a sewage plant, I cannot expect that a temple be built. It's just not going to happen. Because we all want a loving, joyful, rewarding, peaceful life, we have to create that in our thoughts and our words. The words we say to others, but especially the words we say to ourselves. Whatever the blueprint is, the physical manifestation will always, always, always follow. Or as I've said before, if I step out of my house and start walking north, I'm never going to get to the South Pole. So I have to take baby steps towards joy, towards prosperity, towards loving relationships, baby steps towards what I want. And by creating that and that blueprint, the physical will follow. Or as once was so infinitely said, if we build it, they will come. That's great, Susan. That's great. I love you all. I appreciate you all. You guys are so awesome. I am so blessed to have you. Yes, you, the one looking around saying, who's he talking about? You. I am grateful to have you. If you hear my voice, I am grateful to have you as my friend. Namaste.